In a world painted with starlight and dreams, where the moon hums a silver lullaby, lived a tiny firefly named Flicker. His wings were spun from the softest moonlight, and his glow was a warm, gentle pulse of honey gold. Flicker loved the quiet of the night, the way the breeze whispered secrets through the leaves of the ancient willow, and the sweet scent of night-blooming jasmine that drifted from the meadows below. But tonight, Flicker's little light felt a bit dimmer than usual. He sat all alone on a dewkissed fern, watching the other fireflies dance together in the distance. They swirled and twirled, creating constellations of their own, their lights blinking in a joyful, rhythmic chorus. Flicker watched them, his tiny heart filled with a quiet ache. He felt so small, so different. His light didn't flash and sparkle like the others. It was just a steady, soft glow. He wondered if his quiet little light was enough. He felt a whisper of loneliness, a shy fear that he didn't quite belong in the grand, sparkling dance. He took a deep, slow breath, letting the cool night air fill his tiny body. He decided to fly, not to join the dance, but just to drift. He floated away from the meadow, over the silvery ribbon of a slumbering creek, and towards the heart of the silent woods. The trees stood like gentle, sleeping giants, their branches reaching up as if to hold the stars. The world was so still, so peaceful. As he flew, his soft, steady glow illuminated the path ahead, casting a warm, golden circle on the mossy ground and the delicate petals of sleeping bluebells. Deeper in the woods, nestled at the base of a great oak tree, something stirred. It was a little lost rabbit, no bigger than a handful of fluff. Its fur was the color of moonbeams, and its big, dark eyes were wide with worry. It had wandered too far from its burrow and couldn't find its way back in the dark. The shadows of the forest, usually so friendly, now seemed long and strange. The little rabbit shivered, not from the cold, but from a quiet fear that had settled in its heart. It looked around, but everything was just a sea of unfamiliar shapes. Flicker saw the little rabbit from above. He saw the tremble in its ears and the worry in its big, round eyes. His own feelings of loneliness seemed to melt away, replaced by a gentle wave of compassion. He flew down, his light growing just a little bit brighter, a little warmer. He didn't flash or dance. He just hovered there, a steady, constant beacon of soft, golden light. The little rabbit looked up, its nose twitching. It wasn't startled by Flicker's light. It was a kind light, a gentle light. It felt like a warm hug in the cool night air. The light pushed back the scary shadows, revealing the familiar shapes of toadstools and ferns. It lit up the path, a soft, golden road leading through the woods. The little rabbit took a hesitant hop forward, then another, following the steady glow. Flicker led the way, flying slowly and surely. He didn't need to be flashy or bright. His quiet, constant light was exactly what the little rabbit needed. It was a promise, a guide, a silent friend in the darkness. He flew over roots and around bushes, his glow making the way safe and clear. He realized that his steady light, the very thing that made him feel different, was a special kind of strength. It was a light of comfort, of guidance, of quiet courage. It was a light that could help someone find their way home. As they journeyed, the forest seemed to wake up in the gentlest way. A sleepy owl blinked from a high branch, its hoot a soft, low question. A family of field mice peeked out from their home under a mushroom, their whiskers twitching in the warm glow. They weren't watching a grand performance. They were witnessing a simple act of kindness, a quiet connection between two small creatures of the night. Flicker's heart, which had felt so heavy before, was now light and full. He wasn't alone anymore. He was connected to this little rabbit, to the quiet woods, to the silent, watching stars. He understood now that belonging wasn't about being the same as everyone else. It was about sharing the unique light that was his and his alone. Finally, they saw it. A small, cozy burrow tucked into the side of a grassy hill, with the scent of home drifting from its entrance. The little rabbit wiggled its nose with delight and gave a tiny, happy hop. It turned and looked up at Flicker, its big eyes shining with gratitude. It couldn't speak, but Flicker understood. He felt a warmth spread through him that was brighter than his own light. He hovered for a moment as the little rabbit scurried safely inside. The world seemed to hold its breath. The moon cast a silvery blessing over the sleeping hill, and the wind whispered a soft song of contentment. Flicker's work was done. He had faced his own feeling of being small and turned it into a beacon of hope for another. He had discovered the profound power held within his own gentle glow. As Flicker drifted slowly back toward the meadow, his heart felt calm and peaceful. The world was bathed in moonlight, and the air was filled with a quiet harmony. He saw the other fireflies still dancing in the distance, their lights like scattered diamonds, but he no longer felt separate from them. He was a part of the night's magic, just like them, just like the moon and the stars. His steady, soft light was his gift to the world, a quiet song of love and courage. He floated on the gentle currents of the night air, his golden glow a peaceful, steady pulse in the heart of the sleeping world. The night was no longer a place of loneliness, but a vast, beautiful home filled with quiet wonders and the soft magic of kindness. Sleep well, gentle heart. The world is full of light, and your own special glow is more than enough. Good night, little dreamer.